This is RmCoo versus the Bloodless. They are both highly experienced arena players, so I shouldn't even be guessing at what they might be doing here. As you can see, the deer are spawning outside, and also the sheep. So if they're feeling, what should I say, feeling a bit mischievous, they might go for some for laming the other players' resources. They need to find their own pigs first, though. And they're both moving in the wrong direction first, which is funny. The Bloodless did scout the south side first, found the deer outside, of course, now going to find the sheep here. Whereas RmCoo will realize that they have to be somewhere around here. Mem cloud, exactly. Yeah, Bloodless moving out here, hoping to find some pigs to steal, but runs into scout fight here. I think RmCoo got the first hit, so this, even if it's pretty RNG, these scouts fight, it should be a. I think it should be RmCoo's win, to be honest, but somehow the Bloodless gets it anyway, and that means that RmCoo can't push in the deer. That's a disaster. He did push a hacks. Yeah, I'm with RmCoo here, to be honest. He did get the first hit in. That was just weird. So he's gonna move out to snipe the deer of the Bloodless, isn't he? I think he did get to push in once. That's some food boost at least. No loom, just moving out here, getting some scouting intel. And funnily enough, Bloodless can't snipe this villager, even with scout, because the scout is so weak. So now RmCoo is looking for Bloodless's hunt. He doesn't want Bloodless to push in deer either, so he wants to find the location of the hunt. He's even dodging the gate here so that Bloodless won't be able to see it as easily. This is one villager that could be working that really isn't, though. Oh, he could have even lamed the boar forward, actually, but yeah, eventually he's going to find this hunt, right? So there's nothing the scout can do about it, so Bloodless will have to send villagers out to fight this villager if he wants to preserve the hunt for his own benefit here. So that's vintage arena for you. The resources can't spawn outside, even the boars. So take care of that. Yeah, she's gonna shoot the deer, aren't she? Isn't she? Oh, yes. So either the Bloodless will just have to abandon the idea of deer here overall, or he'll move out to mill these deer for what's left of the food. Could still give maybe a 350 food boost. I guess that's value if you take out 4 deer like that of your opponent on the arena. The Bloodless is pushing in! He's pushing in RmCoo's deer. That's amazing. Doesn't quite succeed though. Okay, and RmCoo just shoots it so that that the Bloodless won't be getting any bonus food from his side either. Some proper long distance hunting going on here. So finally making her work for the money here. That's at least 35 extra food being brought in here. That's more than you can say about the Bloodless, who probably will just leave these deer carcasses to rot. So there goes the ironically though, considering that the Hindustani villagers are a tiny bit cheaper, even in the Dark Age, 5% cheaper. Losing the hunt is less of a deal than it is for RmCoo over here. And now it's gonna wall the relics as well. But actually, if you wall like this, I think the relics are still obtainable. Someone could just pick them up from all the edges. You need to wall more than that. We'll see that as the game goes on, I guess, but... Alright, that's also one way to deny your opponent the relic income. We didn't speak about the civs here, but there's two strong arena civilizations for sure. Hindustanis, they have a unique technology for the hand cannoneers, giving them +2 range. They have a great boom with the cheaper villagers. So 5, 10, 15 and 20% cheaper villagers. Whereas the Portuguese, they have Feitorias in the Imperial Age to give a trickle of all of the resources, but taking up 20 pop space per building. And they have some of the stronger gunpowder units in the game as well, with Arquebus for the bomber cannons and such, that essentially works like ballistics for gunpowder units. So Portuguese bomber cannons will, typically speaking, be more accurate than generic siege weapons like this. I guess this is RmCoo's scout at this point, knowing that he's far behind in the progression here, but possibly preparing a fast Imperial Age economy here as well. Could almost look like a fast in Monk Treb situation here. This is on stone as well. But is 28 villagers going up, but that's essentially 27, because this woman, she's barely been working at all. She's been bringing in... She will be bringing in some bonus meat here, bonus food here. And we could even push the deer on the way. Oh, nice move. Spotting the deer movement there and gonna push it all the way back home. So extra farm seeded here for both the players probably to compensate from the lack of deer. And there we go. The relic walling woman is back inside home base. 1-0 KD, that's about it for the Bloodless here. Well, there's a few late for RmCoo as well. Blacksmith Market and a barracks going up here, so getting a little bit of everything going here. Castle Age Tech shouldn't be a problem with the current food at hand. Could force drop the hunt if need be. While Bloodless is just poking at the walls or unintentionally attacking them with the scout patrol movement. Oh, so confusing with these blue dots on the map. Those are just palisade walls. I need to stop looking for them. Second TT for the Bloodless, knowing he's well ahead to the Castle Age, of course, will be investing into economy here, whereas RmCoo... Are we gonna see organ guns here? Is that it? And where does that castle go? Is that the case? We're contesting the middle a little bit here as well, with the spearmen of RmCoo, and did already wall some of the relics to make it harder to collect them.
Ao seu dispor. Quais são as vossas ordens?
Yeah, so good map positioning here for RmCoo, guarding essentially all of the relics here. He didn't spot the last one because he did lose the scout early on, but now reaches the castle age as well. We'll be dropping a castle in not too long. Is that going to be a forward castle? Technically he has the map control with the spearmen here. And there's no military whatsoever from the Bloodless, not even a scout. Pretty healthy farm economy though for the Bloodless. Maybe looking at the uptimes is worrying about a fast Imp Monk Trebs play here and wants to have Hussars handy when the Imperial Age sets in. Yeah, forward castle, for sure it's going to be. And that's a commitment, alright. 13 builders moving forward to drop the castle. The RmCoo isn't joking around there. It's going to be a forward castle, and then let's assume organ guns then. Just knocking at the door here. What's the Bloodless going to do about it? Does not have stone for the castle of his own. Does not have any military to deny it. Doesn't even have stone to drop a tower to deny it. So this castle goes up. That's not even a question. And looks like another castle is in the planning because all the forward builders are going to mine stone outside of the Bloodless base. University for the Bloodless, only 5 on gold, so I guess that was more about the fortified wall and strengthening the walls and buildings here. Another layer of walls to keep the aggression out as well. No organ guns in the queue yet, but that's because of the low wood count of RmCoo here. Only 5 on wood. The monastery is up, so we'll see some monks collecting the relics as well. Dadgum! Fortified wall to keep everything out here. Even a second layer of stone walls, no. Just walling around the buildings here for safety for the Bloodless. Not stressing about this forward castle all that much. Shouldn't either. It doesn't deny anything else except the stone outside of the base. But what it does give is give RmCoo the map control here, and the Imperial Age is also on the way, so we'll be seeing some trebuchet, possibly gunpowder units from the Portuguese. Imperial Age at 34 villagers though. How is he going to support this? Is he going to go immediate Praetoria in the Imperial Age here or something? Look at these waller boys. As if the first layer of stone walls isn't enough for Arena, huh? It's charging at the house. I don't think there are any weak spots here though. Need to break through these fortified walls before any proper damage can be done to the Bloodless's economy. Still only just booming away. 50 pop is actually pretty heavily housed. Going Imperial Age here now is heavy on stone as well, so a defensive castle or a castle is going to go up inside the home base, probably pretty far in the back here, so that it's going to be harder for the Bloodless's armies to contest. No, it goes up straight on the wall. It's going to secure the outside gold here because this one is exposed to organ guns and units here. Yep. Monster is going up. Sanctity coming in. Fat Imp Monk Trebs for the Portuguese player here. Going to reach the Imperial Age at just below 24 minutes. So this castle might just not stay up long here because of the Bloodless's slightly later Imperial Age here. 1 minute 48 seconds, and it just kills his own walls to move right out to collect more gold. Love the adaptation here. I mean, using the Spearman to scout the remainder of the map. This relic hasn't been found, but there are 4 relics in for RmCoo here. The monks are in production. Block printing, of course, coming in for the +3 range for the monks as well, and just one lone organ gun. Is it a fake organ gun push here, or is it just because of the fortified wall? Probably because of the fortified walls, so the organ guns wouldn't be able to do any damage to the opponent's economy at all. There we go. Gold miners getting worked here. It's the beauty of the extra range for the monks as well. Could Could convert units from a further distance. Did he manage to find the last relic as well? Or where is that? There has to be a monk with the... There we go. Yeah, you found it. Bloodless has more than enough stone to keep repairing these castles, so 2 trebs, that's not really going to be enough to keep it... yeah, to take it down, I don't think. The castle, however, does not have fletching. Could he use the monk here to deny the repairers? With the block printing monks? Definitely potential to get villager conversions in here from outside of the walls, and that's always annoying. 58, 37, massive equal lead for the Hindustanis here. The villagers are cheaper as well. Chemistry coming in for the Bloodless and the Siege Workshop already up, so we might see bombard cannons to push back the trebuchets here. Running low on stone though, might actually need to buy stone to keep this castle up. That's a lot of villagers repairing 2 trebs for the Bloodless as well though. And hand cannoneers in the queue now. Did we get the unique technology already? Did not, but will get them eventually. 1 Praetoria at home base for RmCoo, so that gives a small trickle of resources. And you already have the gold trickle for the relics as well. This looks like a very strong push from RmCoo here. Deals with the cattle as well. And 4 trebs to 3, where are the repair villagers? They are repairing away here, so the trebs will be staying alive. Oh, love that organ gun placement over here, dealing with the gold miners situation as well. But it looks like the hand cannoneers will clean this one up eventually. So many villagers repairing the trap, but it stays up! Oh man. This converting the repair villagers and attacking them to attack. This is such a mess of a game. But amazing defense from the Bloodless as well. About 2 minutes later to the Imperial Age, but that's enough to produce some traps of his own. And now ready to push back the forward castle, the monasteries possibly. Hand cannoneers versus block printing monks. I mean, if the block printing monks have the distance, they'll be fine, but the Bloodless catches RmCoo off guard here, and only 1 hand cannon gets converted here. The unique technology not in for the hand cannoneers yet though, so but with the unique technology of the Hindustanis, they will have a total of 9 range. Still, they're doing decent work at taking out the repair villagers first here, then the trebs after, and the forward castle will go down because RmCoo doesn't have enough villagers here to keep this castle. And now look at the population situation as the castle goes down. The Praetoria takes up 20 population space apiece, so which means that you're going to be heavily housed when losing a castle like this. RmCoo will not be able to produce more monks or any unit for a while now until he scrambles enough panic houses here or rebuilds a castle, which the stone admittedly allows here. Yeah, the traps are going to go down. The monastery is probably going to go down to the traps as well. Hand cannoneer numbers growing increasingly scary here. I think RmCoo needs arbalests here to deal with the hand cannoneers, but then again, if you get arbalests with bracer here with the Portuguese, and the hand cannoneers have the unique technology for an additional range, then what do? You're actually outranged by hand cannoneers with the arbalest. And yeah, screw the arbalests. We're making monks here. We're making more monks. What's the answer? When you have lost all your monks, more monks. Probably needs to relocate the relics as well, although that should have been a significant relic gold trickle already. Monks outranging the hand cannoneers, of course. It's 7 range per hand cannoneers, it's 12 for the monks, so 5 more range on the monks. And I guess once this monster goes down, the relics will just be pulled right back into the home base of RmCoo here. TC now out in the field. The Bloodless has reclaimed the map control. Probably happy with the situation right now. Is well ahead in economy. The Praetorius notwithstanding. 4 Praetorius here for the Portuguese player. And that's by definition an unlimited source of resources for RmCoo, but that's also 80 population space going into Praetorius now. And I'm not convinced that that trickle is going to be enough in the long run. With the kind of units the Bloodless has in the making here. So, can't get a unique tech yet, because the Bloodless doesn't have another castle, but is mining a neutral stone out in the field. If he's able to get another Hindustani cattle up here, then I'm sure we'll see the unique technologies applying to the hand cannoneers and the additional +2 range. Even rebuilding the walls now and dealing with the monsters forward. Certainly Bloodless knows his ahead in economy here. That's the score is a tell alone in this regard. Look at this massive hand cannoneers now. Now getting faith for the monks as well. What's the monk tech situation for the Bloodless here? Only faith. There's a hand cannon turret push going on here now. Still no castle for the Bloodless, taking his time with that one, but certainly has the army advantage here. And now the range is coming up for RmCoo here, so we're going to see monks and arbalists here then, presumably. And look at that trickle, how many Praetorius do we have here? 5 Praetorius. That's a pretty impressive trickle of resources from those 5 Praetorius, but they're also eating up tempo space. That's why it says 190 here for RmCoo, which is realistically... yeah, 50 villagers and the rest military, 25 military, which is mainly monks, I guess, 20 monks, some arbs coming up here as well. Bracer is in, chemistry is coming in, ballistics is in as well. But have a look at the range here. It's still going to be 7, I guess, but with the unique tech. Bloodless' situation is a whole lot better. Helps against the monks as well, of course, to have 2 more range on the hand cannoneers. They're ridiculous on close maps on arena. These gunpowder units, if you can get to them. It's moving out. It's going to lose some units to conversion now. Does RmCoo have theocracy? Yes, he does. So only one monk needs to regain faith after converting with a group of monks with theocracy. 2 castles going on there. That is the stone trickle from the Praetorius doing work here. So makes for some static forward buildings here, claiming the middle. The Bloodless doing great work at taking the neutral resources though, and is even going to take the stone to the side here for the castles of his own. Look at this Praetorius trickle. This is amazing. That's like Khmer farm rate food income, but without any probably no farms whatsoever. Here there's one next to the TC, but that's not even being used currently. One castle foundation gets denied though, and RmCoo needs to pull back a little bit. At this stage in the game, the walls are considered expendable, I guess. The unique technology now in for the Bloodless, giving the hand cannoneers better range than the Arbalists, which means you could camp underneath your castle, and the only unit able to range your cannoneers are the bombard cannons with siege engineers, mind you. 12+1 range, and the monks with block printing. Uh-oh, that's dangerous. So hand cannoneers, they have less base accuracy. They have 25% base accuracy, whereas the arbalists with ballistics probably almost close to like 100%. So it's twice the villagers for the Bloodless now. It's also getting herbal medicine to heal up more quickly inside the TCs and castles. I love it. It's going to heal up the units a lot more quickly when he has to pull back to defend again and again. I'd love to see some hussars added here by the Bloodless as well, because that's going to be very efficient against the monks, but I'm sure he knows what he's doing here. Wants to deal with the static defenses and snipe what monks he can from a distance. There's now only 7 monks left for RmCoo, so he's getting technologies to boost the hit points of buildings now, and again, pushing out here. Only siege engineers, no arquebus, no unique technologies for the Portuguese, for what I can tell. And once again, the hand cannoneers, it's also about the numbers, I guess. They're able to get very good trades in here against the Obelisk because they have further range. I mean, usually Obelisk does work because they have 1 more range than the hand cannoneers, but not the case here. The Hindustani hand cannoneers, after the unique technology, have 7+2 range. The Arb has 5+3 range. So that's 8 range versus 9 range, and add to that a much higher damage output of the hand cannoneer as well. But now the setback is the base accuracy is higher for the Arbalest. We hand cannoneers and counting, and just the trebuchets to join them. Good micro from RmCoo here as well. They'll try to convert hand cannoneers and force the hand cannoneers to focus the monks rather than the arbalists here. But who's losing the more units here? It's the Bloodless with a ridiculous KD here with the 127 to 49. So it says something about the trades the Bloodless is taking here. Look at the resources of the Portuguese though. I was still on 5 Praetorians or what? I guess it's, yeah, it's worthwhile to sacrifice that villager population to a steady, never-ending trickle of resources instead. Hello, Venegor. Yeah. Using emotes from both the players' chats. I like it. Portuguese bomber cannons. Let me check for a moment if they have the any of the unique technologies here. I don't think so. It's probably expensive to get arquebus and these kinds of things. Once again, good defense from the Bloodless here. More than 100 kills. That's like 3 to 1 KD ratio. It's very impressive. Looks like RmCoo is going to make a switch into Cavaliers here, which is a very sensible move against hand cannoneers and Treb for that matter. But you need a lot of them. You need a lot of them to even get close to this group of hand cannoneers. Could be for raiding purposes as well, to send in a mix of Cavalier and Light Cav to hit Bloodless at home base, because the Bay walls are breached now. So many traps, of 5 prep for the Bloodless. The issue here is that RmCoo has all the relics, and the Bloodless is about to deplete all of the neutral resources. So at some point here, the Bloodless is going to run completely out of gold. And it's going for a double gold combination here. Now going for the Hussars though, and that should be the death of the monks. Light Scout Cav line, they have massive bonus damage against monks and they move quickly as well. Hussars, they have like at least 10 bonus damage against monks, 12 bonus damage impact. And that could be why RmCoo is going into Cavalier as well, because it's expecting the Hussars of the Bloodless. And monks can't really convert Hussars easily. And they're still strong in mouse here, 52 in the mouse with RmCoo. Now this is the point in the game where having those 5 Victorias could really hurt, because you'll struggle to keep army population enough to keep up with your opponent here. The castles are going down to the Bloodless's trebuchets, the hand cannoneers numbers are staying more or less intact, and there are 5 ranges pumping out more of them as well. Cavaliers not nearly enough to get close here, but they're diving into sniper trebs. We'll get at least 1, maybe 2 trebs here. Good engagement on the Bloodless's forward tribes here. There's 3 more to go down here though, and they will be moving closer to deal with this castle. More stables to pump out the Hussars here for the Bloodless. It's only a matter of time before the gold runs out for the Bloodless. 14 on gold now, but the main gold, not too many tiles left there, 5 tiles left. There's still gold from RmCoo to take though, because RmCoo has had that Victoria economy working. Great blocking the Arbalest from moving out there as well, and that's it. The Bloodless will not get to the point where the relic gold and lack of gold matters. Is pushing back strongly with all of these hand cannoneers here. Still 42 in the numbers. Even getting guilds here to prepare to use the market to trade food for gold if need be, and great performance by the Bloodless here. Let's have a look at the statistics. Well played indeed. Great casual defense against the first push there, and then even herbal medicine to heal up the hand cannoneers inside the castles more quickly. Town patrol for vision. And defeating the Victoria economy. Look at the resources though! RmCoo had 50 villagers max the whole game. Or something like this. That 62 villagers created, no, 81 created total. And still matches the economy of the Hindustanis move. That's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Stone. Significant. We didn't see any bombard towers though, but that's something the Portuguese can do a lot of in the late game because of that resource trickle as well. Okay, let's see what game 2 brings us here. Turks Burgundians. I have a feeling this one will be on the shorter side, but we'll see. Like semi-close base here, definitely boom potential for both players here, so that could be good for the Burgundians. Turks, ridiculously strong Castle Age push with the Janissaries and Siege though, and that kind of thing. Deer are inside now, so there's not going to be any fighting for deer outside. There are some pigs outside though, so if you're unlucky with the scouting outside of your walls here, then you risk losing a couple of pigs. RmCoo and the Bloodless, are they going to run into another early Dark Age Scouts fight here? Nah. Not really. So they both find their pigs outside. That's about the only resource that spawned outside, so this should be more of a standard build order. No, wait! Oh, that's unfortunate. One of the deer actually ran outside of RmCoo's base. So that's one deer less. I mean, sure he has some build orders for 3 deer only if need be though. And this is going to become a scouts fight again, isn't it? Who's gonna win that one? Previous game it was the Bloodless winning it, but this has to be RmCoo's fight. Scouts fight's kind of RNG, but this really shouldn't be the Bloodless's fight. RmCoo did get the first hit. Yeah, there we go. Payback from the previous game. And now one deer outside as well. Not going to push. Why are they wasting their scouts like this? Why? That is a mystery to me, but yeah. Much less scouting intel for the Bloodless this time around. So RmCoo should easily be able to push in the deer that somehow escaped outside as well. Finally justice in this world. Referring to the previous game where the Bloodless got the scout kill. So the second game in a row where they both lose their Dark Age scouts. Perks of Fort could go fast imp as well, and now considering that, but there's no... Oh, it's actually really unfortunate for the Bloodless to lose the starting scout here. Turks, they do get Light Cav and Hussar upgrades instantly as they move through the ages, so that initial scout is not going to get that upgrade for RmCoo. But maybe they're just casual about it, they don't worry too much about lack of scouting into the arena. I mean, after all, it's mainly the relics that matter for the scouting, and maybe spotting a forward sneak. I mean, Burgundies have a not great, but usable Monk Tech tree, so you could still go Monk Siege with the Burgundians as well. I believe they get Redemption among other things. So you can convert enemy siege defense, but not likely going to see that here. Going to see an economical approach. The double bit axe is already in, as you can see, and Horse Collar probably going to kick in before the first few farms are seeded. And then contesting the map for the relics, maybe, because for the later game, when you get the unique technology for the Burgundians, the relics will also generate food. A tiny amount, yes, but still food. As we see the Bloodless now having to resort to villagers to push in the deer, and that's a bit more of a hassle than your typical scout pushing. This is probably auto scout at this point, right? It's not like you're going to run into any unfortunate events when you've already taken out your opponent's scout. RmCoo is on gold here, is going to the feudal age at 22 pop. Huh. Well, now I'm confused. I guess you could drop the blacksmith market and sell stone for gold, buy food, and go cast Age. But... Huh. Alright, let's see. Blacksmith market. He's gonna go cast Age, isn't he? It seems to be this incredible time here. It's good for Burgundians earlier eco upgrades. Yeah. I see it on the wood income and everything, but still. Okay, I guess it doesn't even need to sell stone and buy food here. 20 something. Yeah, there we go. A little bit of idle time, of course, nothing too significant. It's 13 seconds. And there we go. Heavy gold investment here. We are going to see the Burgundians monks, aren't we? Interesting. Especially useful since the Bloodless lost the scout. Well, they're all fairly early field age for the Bloodless here as well. 25 villagers up. Going for the blacksmith stable. Looking at the uptime and expecting RmCoo to go for some monk shenanigans here.
Evet. Hazır.
The difference for the castlage is going to be more than 1 minute apart though, so RmCoo much earlier up here. 8 on gold, 8 on wood now. Even getting bozo. Yeah, no idea what I'm looking at here, but that's so many on gold. It has to be some kind of monks initiative here. Which is peculiar to me against the Turks that get instant light cap, but of course you could make a spearmen of your own to defend as well. Oh, what we don't do to save time, huh? We're not exactly going to reveal the fact that we're going for monks here, are we? Which you can probably tell from the uptime anyway. The scout cab still for the Turks here, but it's going to become light cab in 40 seconds. And as if the Bloodless didn't know already, it's going to confirm now that the double monasteries are in place. And now also the barracks. So be ready to react accordingly. Turks get light cav instantly, as I said, so that should be an easy way to fight off the monks. But with the Burgundians adding spearmen, it's not quite that simple. $440, I have no idea what that means, but whatever you say. Maybe it's some arena clown specific taunts. So if anyone in chat could explain that, please do. I've seen John Slow write it as well. 439. I don't know what it means. Oh, it's letting the light cab in here. Rip Monk. And the Bloodless suddenly gets free intel here inside of RmCoo's base, and he should probably... I mean, he could be annoying as heck with the scout here. Loom isn't in either, so he's going to get... No, he doesn't get it! Good villager micro from RmCoo there to keep the villagers alive. And I was thought that Bloodless would go to collect some scouting intel as well, but apparently not. Second TC for RmCoo here. So Monk. Not quite a Monk push either. I'm confused. So conversion RNG, definitely not with RmCoo for this one. Get some hits in on the scouts as well, but Bloodless somehow manages to snipe 2 monks in the middle of 3 spearmen, which is ridiculous. Not too sure if the Burgundians' mind games are working out as intended here, unless the plan is just to stall the Bloodless for long enough to get to boom into Flemish Revolution or whatever. Second TC being added by the Bloodless. Third TC being added by RmCoo here. Now on stone. So making a transition into Monk Trebs possibly. And in the meantime, Bloodless is able to snag some relics as well. Very useful for the Turks to get that extra gold income in, because Turks are, with such useless trash options, they are dependent upon getting whatever gold they can throughout the game. The skirmishers and spearmen, sorry, of the Turks, they're not really sustainable. But RmCoo with double monstries, collecting one relic, did not push the Turks' base at all. Is this all just mind games into something? 3 TCs, so admittedly RmCoo is going to eventually be able to assume an eco or a villager lead over the Bloodless. Better eco upgrades as well, heavy plow in for the farms. In the meantime, the third relic is popping in for the Bloodless here and discarding the last one as well. So that's going to be 4 relics for the Turks. Dream scenario for the Turks having all but 1 relic on this map here. It's a nice and tiny trickle of gold in addition to the 12 miners already mining away. Looks to me like the Bloodless will be first to the Imperial Age with good margins here with the Turks, which means hand cannoneers and bombard cannons will be on the menu, in addition to the light cab being upgraded to hussars. And how can the Burgundians respond to that with currently only spears and monks in the army composition? This fat old man carrying a thing that is as large as himself. Wonder what they're feeding these monks at the monastery to be able to carry such things. Spearmen are out, pikemen upgrade coming as well, wheelbarrow to optimize the farming economy of RmCoo at home base here, but now look at the... wait, there's still quite a bit of food to go for the Bloodless to go to the next stage. I was going to say the Imperial Age will be clicked soon, but no second building. Could buy food, of course, if need be, but there's no rush at all at this point. RmCoo is committed to the Castle Age big time. Yeah, Bloodless floating lots of gold. He's even getting heresy. Because he can. Turks Wonk Tech 3 isn't shabby at all either. But I mean, he could have bought Imperial Age easily as well. And just use that to the advantage. Get the Hussar, for example. I'm sure there's a plan behind this though. It's getting the melee attack upgrades for the light cab more easily to snipe monks and worst case spears as well. RmCoo dropping the second building needed for Imperial Age here, but is far away from the actual transition. And another hole in the wall just to place another monastery. Okay. You do you. Atonement coming in for the Bloodless wants to diminish the monks' numbers of RmCoo here. It's pikemen getting closer. But that is 2 monks converted already. Great value for For the Bloodless here, diving in, and will even fight the spears with the light cab and what's at hand here. And this is such a... I can't even tell who's winning here because there's so much movement on the field. It looks like RmCoo is getting the better trades. But RmCoo isn't going to get any converted units because Heresy is in for the Turks player. Meaning that any converted unit will just instantly die instead of joining the dark side. Or in this case, the blue side. Do we still have only... No, we have 2 stables. And finally that Imperial Age as well. And Loom, because why not? Bloodless has been floating gold for so long, but not having had the food to go Imperial Age, so Bloodless could have been Imperial Age already, whereas RmCoo is actually going to beat the Turks with the Imperial Age early, and that's kind of interesting to see. But I guess the Bloodless is competent with the Turks civilization doing well against the Burgundians here as well. It's slightly weaker on the eco side, but RmCoo with mainly trash here, pikes and monks. Not to accuse monks of being trash, by the way, I was referring to the pikemen. It's only Bohemians that get trash monks. Decent chunk of light cab here and more in the queue, so we're going to see some instant hussar for the Bloodless, getting defense upgrades as well, so they could withstand more pikemen hits. Doesn't need to worry about conversions at all, because Heresy is already in, so any converted unit will just simply die. Sorry. Arena classic business on the message. We have a big fight in the middle here. RmCoo getting good trades again is going into Cavalier with monks out on the field, but they're not in ridiculous mass, so I guess that's a viable solution here. 2 more TCs going up as well, so we may actually be looking at some kind of, or at the option of a Flemish Revolution research here. The castle is up, there are 5 TCs. You'll probably want even more town centers to make sure you're able to reboom back from transferring all of your builders to military. But yeah, speaking of more TCs, here's another one, and now the Bloodless probably will know what's up. Or maybe not. These guys are just fooling around, aren't they? So RmCoo doesn't even care that there could be heaps of hussars or gunpowder units out on the field. It's just casually taking the neutral resources here and dropping thesis. Still think Bloodless can't lose that match. Well, you need to get inside with the Flemish militia, and that's easier said than done. And you have not free, but instant chemistry for the Turks. Free and instant chemistry, letting you transition into hand cannoneers mats easily. It's even going cab archers here. Just enjoying life here now, the Bloodless, who happens to have 4 relics with the Turks as well, and likely to be dropping another castle. I'd say hand cannoneers, but of course you could make janissaries as well off the castles, or both. The hussars are out for the Turks. Missing the last defense upgrade, but that's about it, as RmCoo drops another castle over here to claim as many of the neutral golds and, yeah, the golds as he can. What happened to this foundation? It's just not going to be built. I mean, if the halberdiers get close enough, they would easily just chew up the cav archers here, increasing in mass, by the way. Bracer coming in, Sipai as well, that's also benefiting the cav archers with some further stats. RmCoo really wants that next TC up here. 136 villagers now and some halberdiers, but clearly prepping a Flemish revolution here at this stage with so many villagers and still producing them. Sipahi providing more hit points for the cav archers. Juicy, tanky Turks cav archers now with the 90 hit points with Bloodlines also in. Parthian tactics coming as well. That's going to make it easier to take out halberdiers, among other things. And they're just splitting the map in half now, aren't they? Castles of both of them. Both players have access to bombard cannons as well, and I do believe the Burgundians have a bonus applying to extra damage for the bombard cannons, so that's something we'll likely see here when chemistry kicks in. Burgundian vineyards even for RmCoo. Only has one relic, but we'll still be getting a food trickle from that one relic at least. Cav archers versus paladins here, but those are 90 HP fully upgraded Turks cav archers, whereas, well, not defense actually, but against unbloodlined paladins here, because for balance reasons, Burgundians of course don't get bloodlines for their otherwise cheap stable units. Three castles for both players, more ranges going up as well. Heavy cav archer now in for the Bloodless and 100 HP on those, given the Sipahi boost. So Bloodless is behind the military, but home base has never been hit. So the economy has been running nice and smoothly all game long here. RmCoo isn't going for the bomber guns just yet, but some capped rams to presumably try and break through the walls and raid with paladins. And whatever unit is at hand here. Paladins fully upgraded, but so are the heavy cav archers, and they can just kite and hit and run against both halberdiers and paladins all day long. Where's the bomber cannon? I heard a bomber cannon shot. Here they are. Oh, I was taking out some halberdiers maybe. Oh, these are really clouds on the stonewall. Stonewalling the gold here as well. So as the exposed outside gold is not going to be raided by RmCoo. A great move, honestly. I think we'll see Flemish soon. Yeah, there are 150 villagers now and plate mail armor coming in. Flemish revolution on the way. Look at the timing here. And the Flemish revolution is a fact. 2 bomber guns, otherwise, yeah, 198 military here for RmCoo. And we'll have to lose units before the economy can be reactivated here. About 1 food per second from that 1 relic. But look at the heavy cav archer mass. The Bloodless dropping more cattle. The Flemish militia, they are infantry units, so they need to get through and inside the walls to take out buildings. They have full upgrades, yes. But look at the throw point for the Cav Archers here. This Flemish push isn't going to do too much. Especially not if the Bloodless is able to defend this castle. Second Flemish Revolution this evening. Second unsuccessful, possibly, Flemish Revolution against the Turks here. RmCoo already lost about 40 military here. The Bloodless holding like a champ in this push. And the Flemish militia not really hopping into the rams here. They're desperately trying to push through the fortified walls of the Turks player here. Does manage to take out the castle with the trebuchets. But the Cav Archers are just doing so much work here with fully upgraded heavy Cav Archers. That's not something I've seen a lot of on Arena, to be honest, but in this specific scenario it certainly seems to work out. Okay, so the push is doing decent here, but there's still 100 military left for RmCoo, but it doesn't seem to be enough. The Bloodless is still with 50 military here, still with 100 villagers, losing castles, yes, but also rapidly taking out RmCoo's armies. And once the push ends for RmCoo, look at the military, 60 Flemish militia left, barely even, yeah, took out 25 villagers, a couple of castles. KD is very much in favor of the Bloodless here now, and the rams have been dealt with. Now just the trebuchets left. Imagine if the Bloodless just deletes some walls in here and somehow finds a way to dive in and snipe the trebs as well, then there's nothing left for RmCoo to push with. Builders back in the queue, it's 53 builders now per RmCoo, so good reboom of course, but it's going to take a long time until RmCoo can afford another push, and in the meantime the Turks can easily push back with the 60 military to 20 now. That's such a clean up from the Bloodless. Great play, great defense against the Flemish Revolution, something Arena specialists should be quite familiar with by now, since it's been probably more than a year, over a year since the Burgundians and Sicilians were released. Off they go. Food and gold back in the bank for RmCoo. Could add paladins again, for example, but even though the score is deceivingly similar, the Bloodless has a massive population advantage, not to speak of military advantage here. 58 military to 3 here. And is also using that mobility to get some raids in. Only one trebuchet out over at this side, but there's nothing here to stop that from taking down the castle. There's barely stone in the bank to commit to repairs. Yeah, I think it's safe to assume that the Bloodless should be having this game in the pocket by now. Keeps massing armies, Cav Archer, Hussar, deadly combination. Now only needs to deal with the castles and defenses, and then RmCoo is officially out. The gold situation of RmCoo is looking... it's okay, as TCs and castles to the side. Still has gold access. That's probably why he's still playing. Look at this mass of Cav Archers. 60 heavy Cav Archers. Hussar numbers need maybe a few more, but there's Bomber Cannon and Trebs here to deal with the defensive fortifications as well. Stone running low. It's probably expensive at this point to buy stone as well. Not that bad. 156 gold to buy stone. No, actually 177, so scratch that, I was looking at the wrong market. Ooh, good movement of the Paladins. They're going to get 2 trebuchets for free, but they're also going to be intercepted by the heavy cavalry archers here. That they are faster. Yeah, good snipes by RmCoo there. Back to 100 villagers somehow after that Flemish Revolution push, but the Bloodless at population cap here against RmCoo's 126. Still a good spot for the Turks, again diving into idle gold income here. Forward castle for the Bloodless now, making trebuchets again. It's actually pop capped, which is coming in the way of the Trebs production, but we'll probably be losing some hussars and cav archers here. Shouldn't matter too much. We'll be getting that trebuchet out again, slowly but efficiently dealing with the castles here. And RmCoo also committing mainly to trash now. Still collecting some gold, but the gold situation is growing scarce here. The monk investment earlier on is of course also a drain on the gold income of RmCoo. 78 military total for the Bloodless here. 4 trebuchets out. Cav archers popping out of the teeth. They're gliding on the grass here. That's funny. Again, great siege snipes by RmCoo here, taking out all 4 trebuchets of the Bloodless, but with 4 relics and still gold being mined here by the Bloodless as well. Losing those precious gold units is less of a concern for the yellow player here. So RmCoo is adding skirmishes against the heavy cav archers here, but there are hussars in front to deal with that. This castle is in danger now. The bomber can apparently just forgot at home base here, but 1 treb could be enough. Because stone is expensive. You can't just buy stone here if you're RmCoo. There's 1 relic, yes, but that's about it. And gold income is running short as well now. Only 3 tiles left over at this side. Don't think RmCoo can commit to repairs anymore, so even with only 1 trebuchet pushing here, that's going to be enough for the Bloodless to take it out, assuming it doesn't get sniped by RmCoo's more mobile armies here. He's trying to path around to get the trebuchet, but doesn't succeed. Another castle goes down. And Cav archers taking out the trebuchets of RmCoo here. You don't mess around with the Turks Cav archers. They are 100 HP with Sipahi. You probably don't just need... Okay, still need quite a few shots to take out the treb, but... The Bloodless ice cold performance here, just building up that economy for that Imperial Age push and making the proper transitions now, playing full on Sipahi Cav archers with the Turks here. And the occasional hussar to run in front. The GG is called. Not sure, I'm guessing RmCoo wanted to play the mind games here early on after taking out Bloodless's scout. But... or was it the other way around? Anyway. Whatever plan he had didn't quite succeed with the Burgundians. So off meta Burgundians approach here. Flemish Revolution. And then rebooting back to more than 100 villagers, which I find impressive given the conditions here, of course. Multiple town centers helps a lot, but that push unfortunately didn't do enough against the Turks here. That's the villager population just dropping to 0. Again, quite similar economies here, only 1k resources apart. So they obviously had great booms and rebooms. Similar exploration, not too surprising there. There's not that much to explore on Arena. Faster Imperial Age for the Burgundians, but that could have been so much faster for the Bloodless, so it's just taking his jolly good time to get to the Imperial Age there and the eventual Hussar Heavy Cavalry combo. Alright, next game. Game 3, still in the draft. Actually, let's see if we have the draft here somewhere. The drafting 3 civs because Arena Classic has specific civilization settings. This is the round of 8, aka quarterfinal. So it's drafting 3 civilizations. The Bloodless, RmCoo. So they play 3 drafted civ first, and then if there's a game 4 and game 5, it's a hidden pick for Mongols, Vietnamese, Franks, and finally an Aztecs war, which would be probably Monk's Heaven, if it gets to that. But the third game, it's not going to be a huge surprise then. We had the Turks winning, we had the Hindustanis winning, we had the Burgundians losing, we had the Portuguese losing. It's going to be Poles, Aztecs, so I guess we should be expecting some monks here. So 2 civilizations with very high win rates for Arena at work here. RmCoo with the Poles gets a passive 50% gold income from old stone mined. Polbark provides population space, substituting the mill, slightly more expensive wood-wise, but gives an effect that grants you instant food once you complete a farm. It's drained from your farm, but you get the food instantly. So if you seed 5 farms around the Folwark, that's going to give you an instant 50-ish food, I'd say. Let's see the outside here. Pigs outside again, so they'll have to scout for that. Eagle Scout here sees the pigs, so now Bloodless should be moving right out to try and snipe some pigs. Maybe it'll get lucky this time. We'll see if RmCoo finds them first or if Bloodless does. Dark Age, the Eagle Scout could be winning because the Eagle Scout has more hit points and higher attack. However, the Scout moves more quickly, so he'll always be able to outrun. Okay, I guess he'll... Did he actually? Yeah, he saw the sheep. Nice. That's some juicy bonus food for the Bloodless here, unless RmCoo goes in to reclaim them or just kill them with the Scout. Yeah, he's gonna kill them. No? Still confident to be able to reclaim the pigs by the looks of it. Or maybe he just wants to get inside of the Aztec player's base to be extra annoying here. Nah, he's gonna kill them. Yep. He's not gonna let Yellow have the pigs, but it comes at a cost. The Scout loses HP and the Bloodless will keep chasing, being happy with taking 200 food off the Poles player here. Not a disaster, since you have deer as well to push in, but annoying for sure. You'll have to commit more villagers to berries or seed the food, seed the farms slightly earlier to compensate for this kind of early eco loss. So once we get to the feudal age, the Scout will be in a better position than the Eagle again with the extra stats that the feudal age brings. But for now, the Bloodless can comfortably move around. I actually had a deer run outside accidentally as well, had to push it back in. That's kind of annoying when they're this close to the gate. But Did manage to pull it back in before RmCoo could do anything about that. Aztecs, I'm expecting monks. Whether it be fast imp monk trebs or just a straight monk rush, standard monk rush, remains to be seen. Some house foundations already providing a sort of wall here. We have the back 3-tile gold there, so even if the main gold gets contested from the Aztecs, the back gold should be safe for monks production until that's depleted, of course. That's 2,400 gold, so that's 24 monks worth of gold right there.
Gotowa jest. Witajcie.
Yeah, so still mainly food here for onward. Second lumber camp though. Which doesn't, of course, doesn't discourage a monk's play. Of course, shouldn't be ruling out the eagle. Wait, did he? No, RmCoo lost the pigs. Bloodless didn't, because if you lose two pigs, it's harder to pull off the real fast castle ages. But in fact, it was RmCoo losing them, so the Poles player is the one set back a bit here. You on gold, 24 population total. I'm of course dreaming about Siege Tower Eagles here. I think that would be fun to see as the as an alternative approach here. They're both going up at 25 pop here. Looks like RmCoo got away with not seeding uniforms just yet, and of course going to stone with the poles there, going to grant an additional gold boost through the stone mining. Only one lumber camp. Taking some stragglers as well, maybe to compensate, to make sure to have wood enough for blacksmith market and maybe even the barracks here. Yeah, it looks like my... Sorry if I missed any, did I miss any chat or anything here? Because my second screen has completely fallen asleep, so to speak. So I'll let that cool down for a bit. Fuel age at virtually the same time for the two players here. Blacksmith market for the Aztecs, still only 2 on gold, nothing on stone for the Bloodless, whereas RmCoo has 3 on stone and 2 on gold. And now, of course, seeding the farms are on the folwark first. Once the farm completes, that's going to give you an instant food trickle from seeding them. It's not going to be straight cattle age after dropping the blacksmith market though, because RmCoo is slightly behind here, but compensates well through the gold bonus from mining stone with the poles, and it's on the way up here, basically matching the Aztecs here. Having to offer some sacrifice of stone along the way though, so that that delays any potential defensive castle against whatever the Bloodless puts to the field here. The barracks is up. And it's going to be at least another eagle that could be just to contest the middle map for the relics, which Aztecs really, really will want, of course. Okay, so definitely the eagles here. There's not wood enough for a siege workshop. See, I'm still speculating in the siege tower eagles, which I think would be amazing, but I shouldn't get too excited here. I'm sure there's some idea behind it. Maybe he's expecting monks again, for all I know. Eagles and monks. Yeah, the eagles are for contesting the middle map here, just like you would with regular scouts. Eagles actually have conversion resistance, so that comes in handy. Yeah, that's going to be an easy kill. Three eagles against one scout, easy kill for the eagles. RmCoo has the barracks up as well, but has to react what's going on here now. Is selling stone again? What's the plan here? Just buying wood for more farms. Yeah, that's beyond me. He's giving up the map control to the Aztecs, so the Bloodless will be able to contest the relics freely here now. No problem. No, barely any military for RmCoo. Yeah. RmCoo has seen the eagles, of course, and preparing accordingly with double barracks. Double barracks. Long swords here to contest the eagles. Aztecs get plus 33% gold income from relics, so that's a strong incentive to collect all of the relics with the Aztecs if you can, of course. It's even staying at the gates here just to confirm whether RmCoo is moving out with anything, trying to spot if there is indeed countermeasures being made here. Yes, with Aztecs you have the siege workshop, you'll be adding more monks as well. You could convert the longswords, you could add scorpions from the siege workshop. Of course, if I were RmCoo here, I would be disheartened from losing the first two pigs as well, which really messes up with your early economy with the tight arena build orders, but that's part of the vintage arena charm there and could actually be laming happening. 6 eagles out on the field, mangonel being added to break through the walls here, and if Bloodless succeeds in doing so, that's free passage for both monks and eagles. Still only one monastery though, but the forward villager is still here. Immediate siege workshop from RmCoo as well, seeing the mangonel's addition by the Bloodless here. Third mangonel in the queue, in fact, so not any second monster here, just eagles, siege, and the trickle of monks still. Well, they're collecting the relics, they could be used as forward units after. 16 longswords and counting. Is that... I mean, at this stage in the game it makes sense, because if you get close enough, you use the longswords to take out the mangonels, and you'll easily shred the eagles, of course, because the infantry line, they have bonus attack against eagles as well. 6 bonus attack against eagles. But if enough monks are out in the field, you risk losing a lot of the longswords to conversion. Siege tower! Is that only to move faster, or actually to move inside enemy base? Good spot by the Bloodless though. We'll probably take out the siege tower before RmCoo can do anything. Okay, nice siege tower. Uses it to get close to the magnet. I love it. I'd never have thought about these things. Only fervor in for the monks so far, maybe? Sanctity, sorry. Providing 50% more hit points for the monks, and since Aztecs get plus 5 hit points per monk technology, that's an extra one as well. Immediate walling for the Bloodless here, seeing that siege tower cleaning up the aggression and now moving forward. TC on the stone as well. And of course, exactly where RmCoo wants to enter. So it's not going to get too far here. The monks are behind the walls. They'll easily get conversions in. And fight back that way. 3 monsters now, by the way. I was talking about only 1 monster for a while, but now it's 3. And again, it's all 5 relics in the Aztecs' hands here. And that concept is not going to complete for the Bloodless. It's just going to wall it in instead to keep those longswords out while waiting for enough monks to get conversions in on the aggroing longswords here. Another monster, 4th monster for the Aztecs, 11 on gold, but the relic critical as well allows for consistent production here, and RmCoo will be losing more and more of the forward units here, but he keeps trickling the longswordsman forward, insists upon the longsword siege tower now. I talked about longsword siege tower eagles, but in this case it's the siege tower longswords the other way for RmCoo here, making the best of the situation. He is going to find a way in, because this is the only area the Bloodless hasn't quite walled. Still, how many monks now? 9 monks and counting. You just can't produce enough units to keep up with this, even with the folwark economy at home for the Poles, I think. But neither players are going to add more theses just yet, I think. They'll be heavily dependent upon military. Good kill there with the converted longswords by the Bloodless as well, because siege tower, that's quite the investment. It was almost 200 wood and gold. It's quite expensive. So if you take it out, you can't get inside enemy base anymore. And now the TC on the stone again. 100 stone lost earlier with the what essentially functioned as a TC wall. But the Bloodless has stabilized. He has similar economy to the blue player and will he's gonna spot the castle, isn't he? He's gonna clean up the longswords and take that one freaking woman building the castle. Yeah, good luck with that, RmCoo. That's not gonna work. And another castle on the siege workshop of RmCoo, so it's easy to track the villagers' movements here. It's going to be some significant losses. This is just a castle to buy time, or what? It's a significant investment. We're going to lose villagers, and the GG is called. What a game, what a set. I mean, even if it's a 3-0 sweep, this was not... didn't feel one-sided at all. Maybe this last one here with the Aztecs, maybe... I don't know, but still... Interesting matchup here with Eagles and Longswords and Aztecs taking the win against another admittedly strong arena civ. Alright, so that's 2 of the quarterfinals. I hope to get to the other ones later this week, maybe Wednesday, maybe Thursday. So do stick around.